Hey guys, Tyrese here. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail, I've built an amazing appointment setting chatbot for Gordon Ramsay himself. So in this bot, I've used VoiceFlow for the main build, Stack AI on the back end, and also Zapier for automations. But there's also some extra APIs that I'll show you throughout the video, which if you're in a restaurant niche, then you'll find this extremely useful. But yeah, enough of me. Let's get straight into the build. I'll see you on the screen. Hey there guys, so here we are on VoiceFlow and I'm going to show you just a quick demo with the Gordon Ramsay restaurant appointment setting bot. So first of all, we'll be greeted and it will ask us what we'd like to do. So we have two different paths here. So first of all, I'm going to book a reservation. So it's going to ask me for my full name, which is Tyrese Marshallek. And it'll ask me for my email. So we use test123@123.com. How many people are with me? So basically asking like the size of my party that will be coming. We'll do 7. Going out, let's say we're going out for a work meal or something. And nobody has any dietary restrictions. Yeah, right. And what time and date we would like to schedule for. So I will schedule for next Friday at 8 p.m. Normally AI wouldn't be able to get you a booking like this. It wouldn't be able to understand what next Friday actually is. But as you can see, the 10th of November is when it's booked for at 8 o'clock. And yeah, so just as that's done, I'll show you the email that I would receive now to sort of demonstrate that new booking. So that's done and we're all booked in. So now I'd like to inquire about the menu and actually place my order. So this is now, so let's say I'm in the restaurant now and I actually want to ask questions and make my order. So first of all, I'm just going to ask a question. Where can I park near the restaurant? Because some of my workmates are running late and they're struggling to find parking. So, of course, as you can see, it gives us really detailed. It gives us really detailed places to park and knows exactly where the location is and what's around it as well. So I'll just ask another question just to demonstrate. What vegan options do you have? Because there's always at least one vegan in in a work company whenever you guys go out to eat. It's always one. And yeah, go and then we'll get all of the different vegan options here. So you've got some pasta, the grilled Cornish mackerel. Mackerel? All right, maybe that needs a bit of refining. Or maybe mackerel has another meaning somewhere in the posh world. But yeah, that's enough questions for now. So let's actually make our order. So my table number is 3. Do I want to start with an appetizer? I definitely do, Gordon. So what would I like to choose? I'm going to go with the Jersey Rock oysters. And then it'll ask for my main. I'm going to go with, from the grill, and a 10-ounce sirloin, big daddy steak. With some tiger prawns on top. Yeah, why not? And I will have that medium, please. And we'll have some peppercorn sauce, as well as fries on the side with some beer. What do I want with it? We'll have some Peroni, 0%. And they'll ask me if there are any specifications that I'd like to make. And no, I'm all right. I'm not too fussy. And that's pretty much it. It will then send my order to the kitchen and let me know that my food will be with me very soon. So after this, I can then go to, maybe have some feedback. If I want to say, listen, the food was amazing. Compliments to the chef. And that feedback will also be sent to the kitchen as well. And then of course, maybe I have like a request and I want to, it is my wife's birthday, make it special. And there we go. So that is pretty much the chatbot in full effect. I'm going to show you what I've received from that now. So if I just go on my inbox and which one is it? So I've done a few tests. Sorry, guys. So yeah, ResOS, here we go. So my name, my email, and I didn't ask for a phone number, so there's no phone number there. But you can see it's booked in 7 people for Friday, the 10th of November at 8 o'clock, as I requested in the bot. So we can go and accept it here. And this operating system is something we'll go into a bit later, but it's basically just a restaurant operating system that they can use. And yeah, pretty cool. And then also you can see my order has just come through as well, which was pretty much everything I ordered here. And yeah, see, as you can see, it works really well. And the kitchen will get an email straight away as soon as your order is placed and as soon as the booking is placed. So I'll show you exactly how to do this now as we hop into the creator. So first of all, I wanted to show you guys how the back end of this chatbot will work. We're using Stack AI to answer those FAQs when I asked where should I park, etc. And we've trained this document and search build on the menus first of all, as well as a custom knowledge base that I've built out as well. So yeah, we've got 4 menus here, all in PDF form. I just got this from the Gordon Ramsay website here. As you can see, you just download as a PDF and then slap it into Stack AI. But what I didn't have was a list of FAQs that we could reference when a customer asks us for certain things. So what I did is I put every URL into ChatGPT, and from there, I asked it, these are links to Gordon Ramsay's website for his bar and grill in Mayfair. Your task is to build a knowledge base of 50 FAQs with the answers as well. And then, use the link reader plugin. So of course, this will be, you need ChatGPT Plus to do this, like $20 a month, really worth it. And yeah, from there, we're going to get 10 questions at a time. And, you can just fine tune it as you go along and continue on. It'll ask you what type of questions you want me to ask, blah, blah, blah. Once you have 50 good comprehensive questions, you just want to put them into a Google Doc or Microsoft Word document, whatever you use. And yeah, copy and paste it in here, download that as a PDF and put it back into Stack AI. And that will train your AI on all of these FAQs that the restaurant is most likely to get. So yeah, next we have the prompt, which is again, very basic. I'll just open it up here. So basically this is how you prompt the AI to respond whenever it gets a question. So you are a helpful assistant for Gordon Ramsay's Grill and Bar in Mayfair. Your task is to answer any questions that come in. This will include like FAQs, food and drinks pairings, and details about the menu. You have the answer to the majority of FAQs in your brain, which is doc embed, I think that is, which is basically just this node here, which is where it's going to get all this information from. And then also you just mentioned that you never refer to your knowledge base because you are the expert. So you don't want it to say, in my knowledge base, I found that this is the best place to park. You just want it to say, this is the best place to park. You just need to tell the AI this stuff, just a basic instruction. And then last but not least, get it to answer in a friendly and hopeful tone, and answers always be short and concise because yeah, Stack AI has a tendency to write very long paragraphs if you don't add this sentence in here. So yeah, that's the Stack AI build. Very, very simple. This is a basic template that they give you for document and search. You just enter the PDFs, write a prompt, and voila, magic happens from there. So we'll hop over to voice flow so you can see the actual build of the chatbot and the conversational flow. So here we are on voice flow, and as you can see, this is quite an extensive build that I've done. It only because it has so many different variables and there's so much different options customers can choose when it comes to the menu. That's why it looks so crazy, but don't worry, I'll break it down for you guys and make sure it's really easy to understand, and you can build something like this for yourself. So yeah, pretty much the first question is the introduction. For this you just use a text block, drag it in here, you type in your introduction message, and then you want to use buttons here. Just show you. So you say, I want to book reservation, or you can say, see menu. And to get it to take you somewhere, you just use these little plus. When you see the plus button come up, you drag that and it'll prompt you to create another block. But for this one here, where we've gone to this, will take them to a whole new flow. This will take them to the booking flow here. So that is exactly what we're going to do, because obviously people need to book an appointment before they'll make an order. So this is the booking flow. So first of all, we capture the customer's full name. We then get their best email to contact them on. And for this, it's really simple. Again, you want to use the text box. So yeah, you use text to ask the question, and then you use a listen card, but instead we'll be using the capture card to capture the information. So this is basically when you ask somebody a question, it gives them open space to write in, and then you just capture what you want from that. And you can either capture the entire user reply, or you can use the entities here to capture something specific. So here, if they say my full name is Tyrese Marshalek, you just want Tyrese Marshalek. So you'd use full name and capture the full name. Alternatively, for email, you do the same thing. So that will, if they say my email is blah, 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 you would just capture blah, 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 blah. You just capture the email. So yeah, moving on. I'll just delete this. I forgot to delete the other one in Overflow, but that's fine. So then we go on to ask how many people are in your party. Again, I'm just using AI variations just to make it a bit more conversational. You don't get the same question asked every time. Asks it in a bit of a different way. And then we're capturing party size. Now this is a custom entity. So I had to create this one, and yeah, basically for this, you just want to capture the number that they give. So if they say, oh, I'm having a work party and there's going to be 8 of us going, but 4 of us, you just want to capture the number. So you do party size and you'll be capturing the number just like that, just like so. I'll just leave that as it was. And then it'll ask, and then yeah, we move on to the next block. Do you have any dietary restrictions? For here, we'll just capture the entire user reply, because they might say, I don't like this, or I'm allergic to this. It's very different. The kitchen will need to know what people are allergic to. So yeah, we'll capture the whole response there. And yeah, so here is where the magic happens. And this is where most AI models tend to struggle. So when it asked me, when do I want to book my appointment? I just said next Wednesday or next Friday, I think it was, at 8 p.m. Most AI models like ChatGPT, they're not very good at being able to do that, at knowing what today's day is and what next week will be. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So you want to listen carefully. And if you do get stuck on this part, leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to help out. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask them what time and date they want to make their reservation for. You can add variations if you want. And then we are going to be capturing that response as date. Again, this is a custom entity. So date is the first one on the menu here. You want to capture date. So if they say, I want to book in at we'll just capture the date. And then this is our first API call. So as I said, AI models are really bad at knowing the time and date. So we need to use an API to actually correctly and consistently get that right. So we just use world time API. Obviously the link is here. Really, really simple. You just need to copy this URL up here and then go back to voice flow. You want to use the API block here. So you drag that in. On get, you paste the URL in here. And then you want to capture the response, and you want to set this response as date time, as I have here. So you want to capture it as date time, and you want to apply it to a new variable, which is today's date, because that's what this API produces. It gives you today's date and time in your relevant time zone, of course. As you can see, it is the 2nd of November today, 2023, and 1:23 is when I opened up the application. So it always gets the correct time and date for you, and you just connect with that on the back end. So once we have today's date given to us by the API call, we want to use these set AI blocks here. So what this does is it basically just uses AI to respond to different variables. So you want to set this one as date time. Okay, so you'll basically say today's date. Today is today date, which is the response you got from here with the variable we just made. So given today's date, return date as date time in the following format, which is right here: year, month, date, hour, minute. So you want to say, do not include pretext such as here is next week Tuesday at 5 p.m. That's bugging me. At 5 p.m. blah, blah, blah. You just return the date and time on its own. So you can copy and paste this prompt if you want. And then this variable is going to be called date time. So putting it in simple terms, whatever the world time API gives us, we are going to transform that into just year, month, date, hour, minute. So it's easier for our AI model to understand. And you want to use Claude 2 for this. There's been tests done. GPT is really inconsistent with this. Claude 1 doesn't work. Claude 1.2 doesn't work. Claude 2 really works. And you want to turn the temperature down to 0 so it doesn't go off on a tangent and do something it's not meant to. Okay, so now we have the date time in that format here. We now need to split the date and the time into two separate variables because obviously the restaurant might have availability on this date, but not necessarily on this time. So we need to be able to split that into two. To do that, again, we're going to use another set AI block, and we're going to set this variable as date1. And basically you're going to say get the variable date time, which is the one we just made in the block above, and return only the date without the time in the format year, month, date. So literally we're just breaking it down even further to just get the date without the time. And yeah, again, just saying, don't include any pretext. Same thing again, you want to apply this variable to date1. And again, Claude 2, temperature on 0. And then next we just do the same thing for the time. So we get the time without the date. So again, you want to get the variable date time and return only the time. Do not include pretext such as blah, blah, blah. Just return the time on its own. And we're going to set this variable to timestamp. Okay. Again, Claude 2, temperature on 0. That's all you'll need to do, guys. So we've broken down the date and the time. We split them into two. So now we need to create a booking. Now for this, we're going to be using a system called ResOS, which you probably saw in the email. I referenced it earlier. So yeah, this is ResOS, guys. It stands for Restaurant Operating System. A lot of restaurants use this on the back end to collect their bookings. So it's really just easy for them to connect with, and you can connect the chatbot to this on the back end. Really simple. So to get the API, you want to scroll down and go to API credentials, and then you'll be given these private keys here. But these keys, they don't work on their own. You need to code them first. So you're going to copy the key. You're going to copy the key, and then you're going to go to base 64 encoder. If it wants to load, there we go. And you're going to paste the key in here, and it's going to give you a coded key. And then this is the one you actually want to copy and paste and put into VoiceFlow here. So that's the key that I have here. You just want to put basic and then put basic, a space, and then the key. Okay. And then from here, from the API document, you want to go to API documentation over here and get out of the way for this one. And then you want to go to bookings and create booking with a post. And here is the post link that you'll need. So you're going to copy this link right here and just put that up here where you see post. So that's how it connects to ResOS. And then for headers, again, just put the API key, content type, application JSON. And then you want to get this code here and start filling this out as well. So this might look scary if you're not technical. I promise you it isn't. If I can do it, you definitely can. So you want to go back to documentation, and all that code is literally right here. So you just want to copy that and you want to paste it in here. And then you just want to use like the same, if you've been following along, you want to use the same sort of variables that I'm using here. So we're just going to run through it really quickly. So date is equal to date1, That's the date that we broke down here in, oh gosh, didn't mean to zoom in like that. Trackpad, live, yes. All right, where was I? Yeah, so date is equal to date 1 as we broke it down here. So that's just year, month, date, day. Timestamp, same thing, but time. Party size is obviously just the size of the party. We don't use quotations for that because it's an integer and we want to collect, you want to collect the number, not the word. All the rest, you leave this alone, leave all this, leave all this. When you get to name, obviously put in brackets full name or whatever variable you use to capture the name. So whatever you use to capture this variable here. So full name. Email is email. So for notifications, does what it says on the tin. You can set an SMS message to somebody, to their mobile number. Alternatively, you can do it to email, which is what I done and what I showed you at the beginning of the video. And then, yeah, you want to leave all this alone except from note. I've used note as diet restrictions. So if somebody is allergic to nuts or something, you want the restaurant to be aware of that before they even sit down. Also, full name is just note author, so you know which customer this diet restriction actually came from. So you just use the full name variable again. And that is pretty much it, guys. If you have any issues with this, just leave a comment again. I'm more than happy to help out with it. But this is relatively straightforward stuff. So yeah. Once the API block is set up, you want to set a success and failure. So if for some reason this doesn't work, then you just say something went wrong, please try again later. If it succeeds, then great, we have you booked in at this time and date. They will receive an email following up. And then if there's anything else they need, then, you know, if they'd like to inquire about the menu, they can select the button here, which is what I did in the first demo. And that will take me to the order flow, which we'll go over now. So order flow. Now this looks super scary, but honestly, the restaurant booking flow was a lot more complicated than this one. This just took a lot of time because there's so much different things that people can order on the menu. And now I'm going to get rid of this block. Cool. So if somebody says, I would like to see the menu, they are then taken to this block, which is a image block. So again, you just want to go text, image, you drag that out here, and then you can put in any image you want. These are just the menus that I grabbed from the website. And then there's a list of things the customers can do. So if they want to ask a question, as I did about the car park and whatnot, it will take me up here to this question loop, which is where we will ask the question. So you say, what would you like to know? And then you capture their reply as question variable. You then send this to Stack AI, again, where we trained all our AI on the custom FAQs and the custom knowledge base and the menus and whatnot. So you want to go to connect Stack AI, again, really basic. You just want to go to Stack AI here. You want to zoom out firstly. I think this will be in the way. Yeah, they've moved it now. You want to go to export up here, and then it is API endpoint, and then, oh, thank God, my token is blurred. But yeah, you want to copy this URL here, paste that into the get on Stack AI. You want to paste that in here, or post, sorry, you want to post it. You want to paste it in the post section up here. Headers is authorization, and then bearer space your API key, which will be here. You just click show token and it will show up here. And then next is just, you know, content type and then application JSON as it was in the last API call with ResOS. And then for the body, really simple. You just want to copy this so it knows that in equals the question. So if you remember on Stack AI, if I go back to the flow, Gordon Ramsay. So in is basically the query, what it's receiving to answer the question. So we're just saying that in -o is equal to the question variable here. So whenever they ask a question, it's like Stack AI is thinking, oh, this is the in thing. So I'm just going to answer this. Okay, just so it knows. And then you want to capture the response as out, which is the output. Literally just the same thing. So whatever answer Stack AI gives, it will be tagged as API response. which you basically want to put up here. So when we succeed, when the API call succeeds, so when the text succeeds, you just want to make a text block and put API response in there. And then, you can follow up by saying, do you have any further questions? And then you give them some buttons. So this is listen buttons. And then, just yes or no. So yes and no. And then you just give them different avenues to go down, basically. So if they do have more questions, you just take them back here, which creates the loop. And if they have no more questions, you just take them back to the main menu here, okay? Really easy. Again, if you have any questions or I'm not explaining it in enough depth for you guys, let me know. But this is assuming you have some experience with VoiceFlow before. So the actual main part. So again, they can also say, they have feedback to give us once they've made their order. And then here it will just take them to just to put in their feedback or capture that as well. So we'll get into the juicy bit. So the order. So first thing we'll ask is, what is your table number? And then we'll save that as table num. Again, this is a custom entity. So you want to capture it as a number. So if you was to make a new one, create entity, table num, and then custom, but you have it as number basically. So obviously it already exists, but you want to set it as number, okay? That way you only capture the number that they're sitting at, table number they're sitting at, sorry. Then you last, do you want to start with an appetizer? Yes or no? If it's yes, we give them the list of appetizers here. With these here, so we give them the list of appetizers. And for these, all we're doing is we're going on actions and we're setting the appetizer variable to whatever it is they select. So when it comes through when it comes through to the kitchen, they can see appetizer California roll, or appetizer dragon roll, or appetizer Jersey Rock oysters. Just setting the variable to whatever it is they select, and you'll see this throughout the rest of this flow. And so after that, it will then move them on to the main section. So depending on what they want to order from main, you've got like loads of options. That's why there's so much different choices here. You don't have to go into this much detail for an example, but I've just felt like it really. And then last but not least, there is an option if they want to question about the menu. And again, this just takes them through the exact same question loop that we had at the beginning for the FAQs. Exactly the same thing. You just want to copy and paste those blocks, put them in here. And it is literally the exact same thing. So they can select their mains here. So you have the choice of seafood, Wagyu, vegan, mains, or something from the grill. So for Wagyu and for the grill, these are steaks, as this is a steakhouse restaurant. So they have extras that they can put on it as well. So again, what do you want for extras? Use buttons to create these, set the variables as whatever they want to do. How do you want your steak cooked? What sauce do you want? And this is where everything else would connect as well. So you don't just have to have sauce with steak, you can have sauce with everything. And then from there, we ask them for their sides, what sides they want. And then it all connects down to the drink. And when we get to the drinks part, again, same thing. You have a list of different drinks that the restaurant offers. They can select whatever drink they want. So they have a list of drinks they can select. You then give them a list of all the options you want to give them. And coming to the end of the build. So before I send your order to the kitchen, are there any specifications you'd like to make? You capture this as spec. So this might be, I want my sauce spread all over my chips rather than on the side, or whatever it might be. Some people have weird eating things that they want the restaurant to know. And finally, we connect this all to Zapier, which is the main part. So this is how it will be sent to the kitchen in an email. So you want to go to Zapier here. So you want to create a new flow and you want to catch the webhook. So to do this, you literally just set a trigger and catch hook. You'll continue, and then it will give you an example. But before you get this, you need to fill out all the different variables on VoiceFlow that you want to send over to Zapier. So I'll show you how to do that now. So you just click on form data and then you just send all the variables that you want to be sent to Zapier. So it starts all the way from yeah, it starts from here. So starter is appetizer. And then main is main. So that could be anything along this list here. Set main to set main to. So whatever main is will be sent there. And then we have extra on steak, cook of steak, the sauce, side drink, and yeah, so side drink and then specification. And if they had asked any questions, we'll send that over to the kitchen as well as questions about the menu, which is saved as question 1. Feedback and requests that they might have made from the main menu, and then obviously table number so they know where to send it to. So what you'll see if you do all of this correctly and then run a test on Zapier, so you continue with these records, and then the next step is just to set up your Gmail. So I tried to do this through like Twilio and WhatsApp, but SMS and WhatsApp both have character limits, so it wasn't able to capture the entire order as I wanted, just because I've got a lot of different variables. If you're doing something with, if it's a lot shorter and it's not as bougie as a restaurant as this one, then you should be fine. But yeah, I've used Gmail to just send me an email. So you connect to your email account, and then for the body. So cool. As you can see here, this is what you'll see when you send a test request off. You'll have all of your variables here. So if they've entered nothing, it just comes up as a 0. So, you know, the drink, whatnot. I think, yeah, this is the one I used. Peppercorn, tiger prawns, all the good stuff. So you want to continue with this record. Then when you go into Gmail, you want to click, obviously, Gmail, and then use the send email, which is here. Continue, you set up your Gmail account, and then who you want to send it to. So you put your email address up here, and you want to say who it's from, subject, new order received. And then the body of the email is simply just, you know, the order itself. So here I'm actually going to include the table number. I forgot to do that last time. Table number. And yeah, this is what your email will look like. So you'll have number 3/table number, Jersey Rock oysters, starter, etc., etc. So yeah, that is how you connect it to the kitchen, and they will receive this after everyone, as soon as somebody puts in the last bit of the chatbot, which is their specification. As soon as they get past that point, there will be an automatic zap sent out, and the email will be sent to them before they can say Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, that is pretty much how it works on the back end, and that's how the automation works as well. Straight away, you can see I just done another test, which is just ABC, ABC. So as you can see, I just done another test, and I just ABC'd everything. But from the one that we done earlier, here it is, you know, all the information that we need here, just excluding table number, as I've literally just added that in. And yeah, that is pretty much it. And then obviously when you're done, you just want to publish the Zap after you've tested it and it works well. Set the version. So this is version 3, I believe. Yeah. Cool. And then that's it. So yeah, that is pretty much it when it comes to this appointment setting chatbot, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, that is pretty much it when it comes to this chatbot. Just to go over it again, we have a flow, which is... So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it when it comes to this chatbot. Just to go over it again, we have a flow that is a booking flow, which connects to the World Time API so that we get the accurate time and date for all of our appointments. We then connect it to Res OS, which I didn't actually show you. Let me show you now what the actual appointment would look like. So the restaurant owner will get this notification here, and then they can choose to accept or decline. So this is what it would look like for your client. And then they'll get all the information about the person here, and then they can accept or decline the booking. It assigns them a table, as you know, I'm booking with 7 people. So we need a table that can host that. You can set up your tables and everything. It's really cool. Res OS is really cool, but for the sake of this video, I won't go into it in so much detail, but yeah, the APIs work really, really well. From then on, we then take the orders and we simply just process it through Zapier and send it to the kitchen straight away. Customers can also ask as many questions or leave feedback as they want through AI-powered knowledge base, which is done through Stack AI as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you found this video valuable, useful, or just informative in any way, please leave a like below. And if there's anything I didn't explain clearly enough for you, then leave a comment below with any questions. I'm more than happy to help out. And also, if you'd like something like this built out for your business, click the first link in the description. It'll be a link to my website where you can book a call with me and we can build out a custom AI solution for you. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Take it easy.